Welcome back to segment number 5 or 4, whichever order you're watching. Um, my guest right now is Brett Morrison of the Deloraine Royals. Brett, how are you doing right now?
Good yourself.
Oh, can't complain. Always great to be talking some hockey. So, how was your off season?
It was quick. Feels like it was the end of the season, not too long ago. So yeah, I'm not sure where the summer went, but here we are in the fall, and hockey season will happen.
Yeah, it seemed like last off season dragged, and this one, it's hockey already.
Yeah,
No. So, how's the team looking coming into this year?
it's I think we got a little bit younger. Uh, with Boys Wing getting their team back, we were fortunate enough to have those guys last season, but of course, as you know, they got their team back, so we lost Jay Pringle, Kleiner, and Bailey Robertson back to Boisvane. I'm happy they got their team back. At the same time, it's sad to see them leave, but we have some young guys in town, so we a couple high school kids and a couple extras. We've managed to put out the roster for the year, so yeah, we're looking okay.
Yeah, I think one of the highlights on our broadcast schedule last year was a Wednesday night game in the middle of a snowstorm. You guys took on Hartney. That was a heartbreaker for you guys, but
Yeah,
very very entertaining game.
yeah, it never fails with Hartney. It's always entertaining to say the.
Absolutely, and we hope to be back in Deloraine doing some more Royals games when Hartney comes to town. We have good friends on both of those teams, and
Yep.
so who's going to be the goalie this year?
We've got Nick Schoombert coming back. He was our backup there last year. I imagine he'll try to fill in the role a little bit more as starter. We got Billy Patmore coming from Reston with his brother John, defenseman. So I think between the two of them, they'll probably share the load for the majority of the season, and we'll just kind of ride it and see how it plays out.
You guys had a pretty good season last year. Obviously, didn't win at all, but were you happy with how last year went?
Yeah, we always have the plan at the start of the season to be competitive, show up. You never like to show up to the rink to those games where your opponent has shown up with like the minimum amount of skaters, and it's just kind of what are we doing here? So we always made it a point to show up with a competitive team every night, and I feel like we did that. So
Yeah, and you certainly did that with David Robertson. You guys, who do you have to patrol the back end? You mentioned Patmore, and
yeah, we've got John Patmore coming over. He's a big smooth skater. It's gonna be good to have him back there to round out the back end. We've got our Eric Sorensen. He's back there. We've got a couple stay-at-home defensemen and Justin Bernard. Yeah, it'll be from the net out. I think we'll have to build our game for sure this year, but yeah, I think we'll be okay.
Bernard's new to you guys this year too, isn't he? Didn't he used to
He's
play for Killarney?
not new uh, by any means. He was with us time, and actually he had a broken leg and took a couple years off and decided that it was time to make a comeback. And yeah, we're happy to have him back.
Yeah, definitely. He's a big name in these parts. He's played some.
Yep.
He played in the SJHL, I believe, and did he play in the
Uh,
MJH?
he didn't play any junior hockey outside of high school hockey. Yeah, he was high school right into Royals right out of high school. So
Okay, I'm mistaken. Maybe I'm thinking of Regal.
yeah, you
No,
maybe think. Yep.
he played major junior. Um, we talked about your defense. We talked about your goalie. What's the forward group looking like for the Royals?
It's pretty familiar. Got a few young faces, like I was saying earlier, in some kids in town. We got the Olsen brothers, Mitch and Cole, and it's just kind of we kind of work our way down the list there. We've got Ty Moffat, Quinn Hobbs, part of our leadership group, both junior hockey players. Yeah, as you work your way down the list, we just work our way down, and yeah, a lot of young local guys. So it's a good thing, good problem to have. So.
What would you say is the identity of the Royals?
It's this season. I think is going to have to be come to play. I don't think we'll be able to take any nights off. I don't think that's the type of team we have down on paper right now. So it's going to have to be. You have to come up and you have to show up every night, 100%. There's going to be no other way around it, I think so.
What are the club's expectations heading into this season?
I don't think a top four finish is out of the question. I'd like to get into that top four, kind of similar to how we ended up last year. I know squads up north there and Rivers, Verdon, I think is going to be strong again. I'm not totally sure on what's happening out in Elkhorn. I've heard a few things, but I'm sure they'll come back just as strong as they always have been. So, yeah, it's going to be it'll be a battle for sure. Killarney going the other way to the east, I think, will definitely benefit teams like us and Hartney and down this way. So,
yeah, there seems to be 12 teams at least with a legit shot of winning the championship this year, and the parity is unheard of.
yeah, it's a good thing. It just shows that our league is the reason we're as good as we are is that is the reason. It's the parity across the league, and it's only gotten better these last few years. So we lost one player over to Melita in Niall Mills, and he's married to a girl over that way, and they've been trying to pry him out of our grip here for the last few years. So he finally broke down and went that way. So that just shows that they're going to get that much better with him being added to their squad. So they're always a pesky bunch over that way, and I feel like they might take another step this year too with him. So.
And they have a good, passionate fan base, just like Deloraine. One of my favorite games to do last year was the one that I mentioned against Hartney. That was a full barn. I
Oh yeah,
love doing games with a full arena.
yeah. You get two towns like that, nice and close. Yeah, it during the winter, finding things to do can be tough. So pack a car up and head 20 miles down the road and taking a senior hockey game isn't the worst thing to do. So.
No, absolutely not. And you get to eat some good food as well at the arena. What's your favorite food to eat at the Deloraine Arena?
Oh, you can't beat a rink burger, I don't think. Good rink burger. I know last year the plate of fries was a pretty big hit. So yeah, rink burger and fries can't go wrong.
In all my years of I guess this is only my third coming up. I've challenged arenas to have a competition. Who do I get to vote for the best rink food? Who
Yeah,
would you say that is in the Tiger Hills?
I don't find it after any of our games being late, and usually the kitchens close their doors. But I've got a couple kids that are coming up into the minor hockey system here, so I'll be visiting a lot of those. I think a lot more. So I'll have to wait to take those in.
Yeah, I'm usually pretty busy during the games as well, so I haven't really partook in consumption of food. The only game I really got some food at was in Saskatchewan. Langenberg, I was starving, and I was starving, and I couldn't wait to get back to my mom's. And then Oxbow, I had a very cold rink burger at the
Ah,
end of the game.
pretty easy way to turn a guy off.
It was nothing to do with the kitchen staff. They were phenomenal there, but just beggars can't be choosers that late at night.
Yep, no doubt.
Anyway, what are you most looking forward to this upcoming season?
It's seeing some young faces in the dressing room has been a bit of a. It's been refreshing for sure. Just that new group that you can kind of show the way, and we've got a, I wouldn't say an aging core, but definitely knocking on the door to not being a part of the squad anymore. So it's nice to see that we've got a few young local guys that are interested in playing again. So it's I think a lot of this year will be grooming them, showing them the way, and how to run with the team. So more so of a passing of the torch, if you will. So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing. It's going to be a fun group, and yeah, we're gonna show up every night.
And the hope is a top four finish, and should be a battle between all 8 teams in the
Yeah,
division.
yeah,
Yeah, obviously the top teams we got like Elkhorn and Verdun, but you guys were right there with Verdun last year and showed that you guys weren't going to be pushed around.
yeah. We had a little bit of a disappointing end to the year with the sweep to Rivers, but I felt like the season was nothing to hang our heads on. We battled, like I said, every night. We just didn't go our way come playoff time. So no, definitely it was a good season.
Yeah, I was hoping to get down to Deloraine to do a game or two in the playoffs. It's only 20 minutes from me, but unfortunately or fortunately if you're a Rivers fan,
Yeah,
but we do have some of those on that are, but the home
yeah.
side.
We are opening the season up with Rivers Friday, so we're heading up there for an 8:30 start. So get the first road trip out of the way.
Oh, what what's on your road trip playlist?
Oh, that's the kids these days. They've got the playlists all sorted out before I get on the bus, so I usually leave it to them.
Oh, you're taking a bus up to Rivers.
We got a little school bus that we use from Deloraine here, so
Oh,
just
nice.
14 of us load up on that, coaching staff and everything else. So yeah, it's usually one of the highlights on the road trips is just the ride home afterwards. So
Consuming a few
yeah,
root beers and having intellectual conversations about.
the with the boys segment. So no, it's good.
Anyway, that does it for my questions. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Well, it's good. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for joining me tonight.
Yeah, well, we'll have to catch up with you partway through the season.
Absolutely, yeah. And I definitely plan on getting out to Deloraine, and I'm not sure where you guys are on my schedule, but definitely have to get the Royals on TL on game time this
Yeah,
year.
I think we're down to Boisvane December 23rd. I think they're having a team fundraiser that night. So
I'm hoping I can do that game, but I think it might be Shannon's family's Christmas that night, but might have to sneak out.
there you go.
I do as I'm told. It keeps me out of trouble that way.
You bet. No, I get that.
All right, Brett Morrison of the Deloraine Royals, and there you begin their season Friday night in Rivers, rather.
Sure.
You're watching the Tiger Hills Hockey League season preview live on TL Media.